All right. Are you ready, E-Channel, to get your assignment? So, got my new introduction to the videos right there. I'm also using a new recording device than I normally do. And I got to tell you, I don't like it. I'm old and set in my ways, so I have to go back to the old way. But for tonight, because I'm in kind of a rush and I'm a little under the gun to get this to you, I'm going to use this system, and hopefully it doesn't drive me crazy. All right, no going crazy. Some of you, I know what you're thinking. Like, you're already there, old man. You already went crazy. We're just trying to bring you back. I appreciate that. All right. Now, we've been working in class on this introduction this week to the concept of faith. And once again, just to make sure, no, obviously, to be perfectly clear, we're using Paul Tillich and James Fowler as the foundation right now for our theories of faith. We're looking at through their lenses. Just to reiterate, and it'll help you with the assignment that you're going to do, you have faith existing in people as part of an aspect of our humanity. We have a capacity to love, we have a capacity to act courageously, and we have a capacity for faith. Everyone's got it. Everyone has faith. And the reason we say that is because, once again, the Tillichian Fowler vision, what faith is, once again, is that deep drive within people to find meaning and purpose in life, a desire to feel whole. As part of that desire to feel whole and complete, we also have a desire to heal our psychological and emotional wounds, and a desire to be ultimately satisfied, ultimate satisfaction. And we'll get back to that one in particular in about a minute. But those are the four key components of faith that we're working on. So that's part of what faith is inside of a person, those desires. Now, faith, once again, is part of the human condition. It's part of our humanity. Faith exists in people before religion. Religion becomes the ultimate expression in a place where people are more comfortable discussing matters of faith. But religions came after faith. Just like schools exist because people have intellectual curiosity and a desire for knowledge and a desire to know, and then a desire to transmit that knowledge. So all of that desire, that intellectual curiosity, leads to schools. Emotional and artistic expression existed in human beings before the theater and museums. So all of these institutions exist primarily because of people and what we carry with us. And then society is sculpted, formed, they fall, they collapse, they grow again, but they all reflect our humanity, which is why religions, theaters, schools, areas to transmit learning, whether it's a traditional school or some other school setting, all exist. So faith is inextricably linked, can't pull it apart from being human. But the object of our faith, as we've learned in class, can be most anything, can be anything. I can gamble, once again, remember that's the Tillichian idea. You gamble with your faith. Where do you go to seek healing? Where do you go to seek wholeness? Where do you go to seek meaning and purpose? Where do you go to get that ultimate satisfaction? And the miserable aspect of it is we tend to go to finite places to get ultimate satisfaction, and ultimately the finite fails us. And that's why faith is ever expanding. Now, to illustrate that for you, once again, I'm going to use P.T. Barnum from Greatest Showman, because we all watched it together early in the year. And it's a great example of a man, P.T. Barnum, who puts his faith in something. He puts his faith in fame. I'm going to be famous. And by being famous and by being the greatest showman, I will feel whole. I will feel complete. I will heal those childhood wounds. I will feel purposeful, and I'll feel meaning, and I will ultimately be satisfied with all that. So he gambles that fame will do that for him. Important to note that we don't always necessarily consciously choose where we put our faith. It can be an unconscious decision. Stage 4 of faith, and we haven't even talked about this yet, but in James Fowler's theory, this fourth stage of faith is where you interrogate your the object of your faith and see if it's actually working for you or not. And we'll talk more about that later. But for now, we know how Phineas interrogated his faith. It went great for a while. He was doing well. He was soaring. People were chanting his name. He got to kind of mock his father-in-law, which made him feel really strong. But in that journey, and this is once again now the faith journey, but in that faith journey, all of those events along the way started to cause hardship, turning his back on his friends, almost losing his wife. So while he put his faith in fame, fame was costing him, and he didn't see it happening necessarily. So you have that faith journey where on some level his life was interrogating his faith for him. Thankfully for Phineas Barnum, the movie ends. It's a happy ending movie. And the movie ends and he realizes what's truly important, what he was doing wrong. And he is, and this is an important part of the faith journey, he is transformed at the end. He's someone different at the end than he was at the beginning. And that's part of the faith journey too, where you have an object of faith, you utilize it to those 4 ends I listed already. Over the course of time, you go on a faith journey, events happen, interrogations happen, to use Fowler's word, and then we may be transformed, usually because, and this is such an important lesson, we're transformed on some level because of the failure of where we put our faith. But we can learn from that and go, oh, that's not where I should seek purpose and meaning, satisfaction, healing, and wholeness. That's not where I should be looking for those things. You're told all the time, learn from your failures, but I'm not sure people mean it. The faith journey almost requires the ability to do that. Or you end up like Macbeth, put his faith in power. Many events occurred during the course of his faith journey. He never learns, and there's a tragic ending. He is transformed. He's transformed into a madman. Literally, he transformed into a madman who's barely stable, and disaster happens all around him. So, there's a very quick example right there of the faith journey going awry because you just can't let go of the object of your faith. So what you're going to do today, real simple. Not making a full PowerPoint, no cover slide, no introduction. Just real quick, boom, boom, boom. 3 slides I want you to create today. The 3 slides will, of course, be who's your fictional character, or P3 after all. Who's your fictional character? What are they putting their faith in? Where are they seeking fulfillment? And what's your evidence that that's what they're doing? Boom. That's the first slide. Second slide, the journey. What obstacles do they face? How does it interrogate, if you will, their decision? And then the third slide is the transformation because of the faith journey. That's all you got to do is those 3 slides. We used Ebenezer Scrooge for this too, as if you recall in class, very quickly. Obviously, he's a miser, wealth, money, the 3 ghosts, the transformation at the end. Can't use Scrooge, can't use Phineas, but you can use anybody else from pop culture to show me that 3-pronged approach to the faith journey and to show your understanding of how we can apply faith to fictional characters. Get that done in class today, and I will see you again on Monday next week. Hey, take care, everybody. Be well, and hey, thank you for the well wishes. It really meant a lot to me. I appreciate it. Bye.